Hey guys. Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Anthony Salvanto was imprisoned in a windowless office on November 8, 2016. His phone was confiscated, guards escorted him to the bathroom. And all he had to look at were numbers, numbers and more numbers. It wasn't some sadistic punishment. It was election day, and Salvanto, head pollster for CBS News, was one of the few experts allowed see the exit poll data as it rolled in. Hillary Clinton held a lead all day, as most polls had predicted. But Salvanto saw a radical shift brewing. Clinton's advantage was narrow, and many of the voters who hadn't yet cast ballots were not on her side. "This is a contested race," he announced to the network's anchors and producers once he returned to the newsroom. "I told them to get set for a very late night." Donald Trump's 2016 presidential victory was one of the most stunning upsets in American electoral history. In the campaign's final days, polls had given Clinton up to a 7-point edge. In Where Did You Get That Number? Simon & Schuster, out Tuesday, Salvanto explains the lessons pollsters learned that year and are putting into practice now, ahead of this November's crucial midterm elections. In 2016, a lot of us assumed we knew what would happen in Michigan and Wisconsin, Salvanto told the Post. "It was a great lesson for us pollsters. Even if you think you know what will happen, poll it if you can. Blame it on the blue wall." Since 1992, in 6 consecutive presidential elections, a solid block of 18 states had voted for the Democrat every single time. They would have given Clinton 239 electoral votes, 89% of the way to victory, if she had held on to them all. Few bothered to ask those states' voters what they thought, though. Pre-election polling in the Midwest just wasn't there, Salvanto said. When Trump knocked out Michigan and Wisconsin, 2 of Clinton's critical Rust Belt supports, her blue wall crumbled. Late deciders made the difference. CBS's final 2016 poll gave Trump a substantial lead among voters who made up their minds at the last minute. In another blue wall state that went red in 2016, 10% of Pennsylvanians made their choice in the campaign's closing week, netting Trump 97,000 votes, more than twice his margin of victory there. But that vital indicator was buried under the headline news from the same CBS poll that Clinton held a 4-point lead over Trump nationally. "The horse race analogy is compelling, but it's wrong," Salvanto said. "In racing," he pointed out, "the distance already run gets your horse closer to the finish line, but in a campaign, everything can change tomorrow. If voters see the election as a dynamic instead of a race, we can use polls the way campaign managers do, not as a crystal ball, but as a tool. That means asking where a candidate or party is weak, where they're strong, and which groups may be moving in what direction," Salvanto said. That's why Salvanto is relying more on CBS's ongoing tracking poll and less on random sample telephone polling, ahead of this year's midterm elections. "That decision is very much informed by 2016, Salvanto said. "A tracking poll sets up a panel of thousands of voters and returns to them repeatedly over months. That lets pollsters discern the factors driving voter decisions and gauge how attitudes change as the campaign wears on." In 2016, only 2 major surveys' final predictions foresaw a Trump victory. Both of them from the LA Times/USC and IBD/TIP were tracking polls. "It gives us a great advantage in trying to explain the meaning of the poll results," Salvanto said. "This year, the CBS Battleground Tracker is concentrating on the districts that we think will make a difference," he said. "Remember, in a midterm, you have to watch each congressional seat. Don't pay attention to national numbers. Just as a presidential race is not a national contest but a collection of 51 separate elections, one for each state and for the District of Columbia, November's midterm involves elections for 435 House districts and 35 Senate seats. The collective result will determine which party gains enough seats to control each congressional chamber. For pollsters, midterms are the most interesting and difficult challenge we face," Salvanto said.